what are we doing?
I'm not doing anything. I'm just supervising.
He is the main supervisor of the shit show.
All right, guys, so I'm gonna give you a rundown of basically what we got going on here. I got the truck back on the dyno. I have put a new throttle linkage bracket on it because we realized we were not getting full throttle travel. I thought I was, and then I took the little normal factory deal off of the bell crank, and it went farther, another like ½ inch at minimum farther, which represents, so right now we ran it with 0 load on the truck, and we've done 509, forget these runs. The run started at a certain mile an hour and the truck wasn't on the charger, so I backed out of it. But so like around 509, 506, obviously it's much hotter here, but made about 509 horsepower with no load. That's not bad at all. But look at or you can tell how flat our curve is, but this was the last run of last time, and you can see it's holding the power out here now. So I almost just want to run it out to 36 or 3700 to see how far it holds above 500 horsepower, which right now it drops below 500 right at 3100, but it's north of 450 until 3400 right now, and it was about 350 at 3350 last time. So it's not falling off near as hard. I currently do think there is a boost leak, so I'm gonna, again, in the same spot. I don't know if you guys can necessarily see that, but yeah, there you go. In the middle of the screen right there, you can see there's kind of some black sooty looking stuff. It definitely looks like there is a leak of some sort. It's pushing out right there. So I am going to put the boost leak checker on this thing and see if we have boost leaks, because I did put more load on it for one run and it did not make any more power. It didn't even make any more torque, so I'm wondering if we don't have a boost leak of some sort. I have some delivery valves to swap out. That's kind of why it's on the dyno. I'm going to be swapping out things, but I want it to get it to its max potential here, at least back to where we were. The best run was 533. We put the 529 up there because this was the overall best average horsepower run, and that's the one I want. All right, guys, so we are going to go ahead and put the boost leak checker on. I had to go grab it real quick, but we're gonna put it on the Garrett and see where we got leaks. My bet is the intake plenum, where the grid heater gaskets, or grid heater used to be, but where the gaskets are there. I bet the S300 is leaking a little bit, and yeah, we're gonna check it real quick and see. So I'll put you guys up and kind of go through it with us.
Gavin, can YouTube know what you're doing?
They can know that I pulled the delivery valves out. You cannot see the delivery valves of what I took out, but basically we're changing delivery valves to a claimed added 50cc. I personally do not think it'll work. I think it's the equivalent of putting full cuts in. It typically does not work. You lose case pressure, it becomes a dog. If you pick up a certain company's injection pump, such as Scheid, that has these in it, they're typically dog. They just don't run very good. Now with Evan's pump being a gangster AFC, working timing sweep, all that stuff, it might end up working. So we will find out. We won't know till we find out. Evan hasn't tested these delivery valves. We just always left them stock. So we'll see what happens. Truck's running all right, but it's not making power still. I mean, overall. But yeah, that's where we're at right now.
What do you think?
He needs a pee pump.
Do you know how many people in the comments are going to roast your ass for saying that?
It felt pretty good.
It sounded better.
Did it? It's still... It's CO2. Even out the back. Analysis here. So we did 567 horsepower and 1,245 foot-pounds. So we bumped the timing a very small, like
literally a 1/16 of an inch, if that. Like, I moved it a hair. And we picked up 26 horsepower, and it picked it up out the back too, so it didn't go down anywhere. And it was higher up front, so literally everywhere it gained. We didn't lose any down low power, which I'm thrilled about. Kind of letting EGTs cool off right now. I'm curious, we're gonna look at the log. But it's getting better. It's making more power. It was over 450 till past 3,500 RPM, so you gotta love to see it.
EGTs?
We'll see. I'll kind of let it cool down a little bit.
Well, what did it do?
Athlete. Okay.
We're looking at the log here, and everything's looking about the same, honestly. So you can watch EGTs right here. They're at their peak at 1342, and that's the white line. This pink line is the big charger coming on. Once the big charger comes on, EGTs plummet. So we had 1342, and it goes down to 1260, 1250-ish. Yeah, 1259-ish, 1258. So it's dropping like 100 degrees EGT once the big charger comes on. And out the back, we're looking at 104 PSI total boost, 31 between stage. So that is actually, we're down 6 PSI just from a little timing bump. So it definitely liked that. Drive, we're down 8 PSI. So I don't know, it's hard to think of pressure ratios, but compressor wheel ratios, if we can get those, the drive and the boost down a little bit, and as we're adding timing and it's picking up power, that means we are doing very good things. So another thing we're going to look at here is pump case pressure, and you can look, and out the back we're running at 151 PSI case pressure. So it is at commanded. Down low we are at 104 is the lowest, 102 is the lowest I've seen it, which is more than okay. If you ask any guy that runs a pump shop and doesn't know anything about VEs, he'll tell you at 115 PSI the case blows apart. So we're already knocking on the door of that, and that's the lowest it gets. So the data log looks really good. I'm gonna bump timing again. Obviously my goal is I'm gonna bump it until it loses power and then pull it back to where it was at the most power. So we're gonna get out of the truck here, and we're gonna show you the dyno graph a little bit more up close so you can get a grasp for what's going on. All right guys, so let's take a look at the dyno graph. We looked at the log. So basically, the things that have changed between these runs, this 529 was the number it did right before UCC. Did 533 to 529 multiple times. These are the baseline numbers from this morning. We changed some stuff on the delivery valve, so I think that's where the peak power had suffered, which wasn't much. We're talking 20 horsepower. So this was our baseline. This is what it ran at Beach Bend. It ran a 780 at Beach Bend at 508 horsepower. Right now we are up 60 horsepower total. So the 541 run, that is with the modded ag delivery valves that I got my hands on. So we jumped there a good bit. I mean, not as much as I would like. If they're claiming 50 cc's of extra flow with those, I expected more than that. After this run, what we did was added a 1/16 of timing bump. So we barely bumped the pump any on timing, and it jumped another, what is that, 26 horsepower to 561, and even our average horsepower is higher. If you want to look along the graph, at 2,000 we're up on power, and you can see the curve here, and we're still up on power. We're still higher than all the other settings basically, and out to 3,500 we're still at 475 horsepower. So I know lots of VE trucks that are making 475 peak, and we're maintaining that out to 3,500. So for the ones that do say that the VEs typically lose all fuel at 2,600, obviously you need to find yourself an Evan, because it rips up top still, and it sounds rowdy as all get out. But what we're gonna do is continue, we're gonna bump timing again and see what it does, and continue to do that until it loses power, and then we're gonna go back to where it was, like I had stated earlier. But that's about the only way I can figure it out right now. I do not have a timing light on me. So that's the simplest way to do it. We're not suffering down low power at all. It's coming on just as quick, and we're not suffering up top, obviously because we added timing. So right now we are skipped one tooth, and we are at the stock or factory marks on the pump. So we should be, if I was going to guess, roughly 18, 19 degrees. I couldn't tell you for sure, obviously, but that is a rough guesstimate. But we're going to bump timing, and we're going to do it again.
or 8. Yes! 601, baby! Turn that down.
Yep.
All right, guys, so we are wrapping up our dyno session for tonight, and overall, completely stoked. We have gained 104 horsepower and at least over 200 foot-pounds, so it's going to have way more power. It's not only peak power, it has also gained a lot of average power, and it's gained it out the back as well. I was running the truck out to 85 miles an hour, 3,500 RPM, and it was still very much within the power range. This last run, it was at 530-ish out the back at 3,500 RPM. So for the people that are wondering if you can make a fuel V or a V fuel out the back like that, you can. You just got to have an Evan, and I happen to have an Evan. He does a very good job, as you can see. So we ended the night at 612 horsepower and 1,235 foot-pounds. So, gosh dang it. So we decided to stop there with timing until we have a timing light, because I do feel the torque did drop about 60-ish foot-pounds, so I do think that it was probably right on the edge of being too much. So just call it good there. 612 is a very good number. That is fuel only. That is no correction factor for everybody that's going to ask. So it is very stout, to say the least. With adding timing, we dropped total boost down to 99 pounds total. We were up at 110, so we dropped 11 pounds. Drive was at 138 to 139. We are currently at 123. And between stage was at 33, 34, and we're right at 29 to 30 right now. All right, guys, I apologize. My camera died literally as we were doing the outro, so I just want to give you a quick outro here. We picked up a lot of power. Like I said, we gained 104 horsepower Friday night. I'm super stoked to see what that does on the track. A dyno is one thing, but all I really care about is seeing how much it picks up on the track and on the road, because that's really what it's all about. The dyno is an awesome tool, and it is a great tuning tool, as you can see. It's amazing whenever you can back a truck on and come off horsepower ahead, and it's worth your time for sure. It would have taken me forever to figure that out on the butt dyno on the street and hope that I was making more power, but it paid off, and a lot of hard work paid off. Making 600 horsepower fuel only on a VE truck. I can count the number of guys on one hand that have done it. It's cool to get to that point. So I appreciate all the help from the guys Friday night. Brett has been picking up the camera a lot lately and filming majority of everything for me, and I cannot thank him enough for that. I know it's probably something small, but it does not go unnoticed, and it's very hard for me to do it because I'm very bad at it. I forget a lot, but Brett's always there with it and makes things happen. Zach and Dennis were hanging out with us all night, and even though Dennis was rizzing me, said I need a pee pump, but we were all in good fun. They were all hyped up. Whitley was super hyped up as well. They were all high fives and knuckles whenever it made the 600 number. So it's everybody likes seeing their buddy's hard work pay off. So of course, thank you to those guys. And again, Evan is a bad man. He's got it figured out. But if you guys need a performance style VE injection pump, it doesn't matter if you're throwing it on a like a 350 horsepower truck. It still has manners. You will not sacrifice anything. You're not sacrificing any drivability. Even at the power that it is right now, I drove it home and it's wicked. It's clean. It's got manners. You don't sacrifice anything by going to a comp style pump. Whatever you're being misled about that, just get with Evan and you'll be happy. Huge thank you to Weston at Infinite Performance. He pushed me to go ahead and try some other stuff because he promised me it was not out of injector, and he was correct. It is not out of injector, and it's still not. Those details you guys will find out later, but yeah, thank you to those guys. Of course, as always, the boss at Firepunk Diesel. If you guys need anything performance Cummins wise, you know where to find it. Give us a call. And AirDog and Hot Shot Secret, all of them, it's doing what it's supposed to do. I can't complain, and all those guys are help make it happen, help on the track and all that good stuff, and always there for moral support. So there is more left in the truck. I happen to know that because we've already done it. But if you guys want to see it, you're gonna have to come out to Plain City, Ohio to Firepunk Diesel on August 19th for the VE Dyno Day. We will be hosting it and have kind of an open house set up, have some food for you guys, and just have everybody hanging out in the shop. Right now, pretty much the top 18 VE trucks in the country. The list has narrowed. There was 27 at one point. Obviously, we weren't going to have that many. The list at max right now is 20. So if you think your truck is one of the baddest and highest horsepower VE trucks, let me know. Brian Block, if you're still watching, talking about you. You've commented on a couple of the videos, but I would love to see your truck there. Well, the OG Fuel Only King himself, and I would like to have you out. It'd be a blast. It'd be cool seeing the truck. It'd be good putting a name to a face. So anybody else who thinks they can hang with us, go ahead and shoot me a message on Facebook. My name is Gavin Huke. Most of you guys know that. Instagram. You can email me if you want. It's just gavinhuke@gmail.com if you roll that way, I guess. Any way you can get a hold of me, if you need to comment below and have me call you or something, you can do that as well. But August 19th, we're throwing down 8 a.m. Be there if you want to watch and just spectate. Come on out. That'd be a cool experience for you. You get to meet a lot of cool people. The list is very stout, so if you are looking for the list and everything, just go to the First Gen Cummins Facebook page, the large one, the 89 to 93 page, and just look up my name, and you'll see a full list of everybody you can expect to be there. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Huge thank you to everybody. Keep watching, because it's only going to get rowdier. It is the little 12 mil that could, and we haven't even turned the bottle on yet, so it'll get interesting, I promise. Next weekend, we're going to Mocan. Stay tuned for that. You'll love it. Peace out. Keep kicking it old school.